Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. And right, club audience, are you ready? Yeah! In 3, 2, 1, begin.
Right now, I'm going to take you on a little trip. A little excursion on the short bus in my mind. And I say short bus not to belittle people who have ridden short buses or who ride short buses, but let's be honest, they're easier to drive. And I'm held back. Over the course of my life, I've gone to therapists, I've done yoga trainings, and the only growth I've experienced is my hair and nails. Mode of transportation aside, in the next 6.5 minutes, we are going to take a tour of my mind across the paths of my life riddled with medical grade potholes, caked with love and pain and glue gun burns, and whatever else I can shove in. Now, obviously, I don't know much about the different parts of the brain, but I do know where inside mine it spells help. And way deep in that, there's a small person trapped in a ferocious intramural dodgeball game. But you'll get to see all that. You'll also see how I maneuver through this minefield, so buckle up. Because this is what I created for Create. I make dolls out of tampons. I make dolls out of tampons. I make dolls out of tampons. And just so you know, they've never been used. Now, fun fact, with each tampon doll I did make, my period went away. But occasionally I bleed from my ass, so I'm still a woman. It's close enough. Okay. Now, create is my word, and I do love to create, and there are things that I didn't create, like children, which I'm sad about. One, because who's going to find me when I die? And two, I'm never going to be a MILF. The truth is, I don't even feel like ilfing. I'm very tired. So I don't have kids, but I do create for them. Entertaining and delighting children is a passion of mine. In fact, well, here's some books I created, just because I'm showing them off. Some books I created. In fact, thank you. In fact, I've created so many poems that take place in or around a kingdom, I'm turning into a hag. And this is true. When the sun goes down, my spine curves. 1-inch hairs pop from my chin. I'm craving soups. Come winter, I'll be wearing shawls. I say things like, come winter. I'm turning into a hag. But I am sad I don't have a kid. I'm not going to ever witness major milestones. I'm never going to experience a child's first steps or first words. I'm never going to find a cum sock. I'm never going to go bra shopping with my fictional daughter, which I'd actually be terrible at. Because I'd say, do what I do. Wear layers or wear a vest. But look, I get it. I recently had a 58-hour crush, and I can barely make a person love me in my mind. I fail in my fantasies, and with that kind of belief system, you think I had confidence to have a kid? I barely have confidence to panhandle, and that's often the only career path I see. Growing up, my local hero was the bag lady. And when I heard she slept in doorways and bathed in fountains, I was sold. So sue me, I've always been a free spirit, and if that means unrealistic and fucked up, so be it. Now, even if I did love someone, I smoke weed, cigarettes, drink coffee. I couldn't have sustained a living creature. If I had a kid, it would have been either an 8-pound ball of resin or a carton of American spirits, depending on who the father was. The good thing is, it wouldn't have been addicted to opioids, but due to my coffee habit, there's a high percentage it would have been addicted to Arabica beans. And for a baby to need intravenous drip of dark roast just to get up in the morning, that's more than I can handle. I've got shit to accomplish. Now, even though my word is create, consuming is something I'm very familiar with. In fact, I had to get off the J.Crew website just to write this. I got so caught up in their Flash 48 sale, I will soon be the recipient of a handful of long-sleeve cotton shirts and other things that I don't even remember purchasing because my heart rate and dopamine levels spiked, and with each click I lost all sight of reality. I I don't dress classy. I wear what I sleep in. Now, I love to create, but consuming is something I excel at. Last week, I watched the entire season 13 of Survivor from 2010. Why? No particular reason. Now, here's the deal, and this is where we're going to slow down and really take in a view. My brain often feels like the human centipede eating itself.
Oh.
But when I create, everybody pulls their faces away and massages their jaws. And heals their lips and takes a breather. For my human centipede brain, when I make something, it's like everybody gets to put a nice and hot steam cloth to their face and reset. When I'm making dolls or illustrations or feeling free on stage, I get to watch things come to life. I create not for what it'll get me, but for what it does for me. It gets me out of my head, it reverses my brain, it makes the ride smoother. Often I'm consumed and paralyzed by my lack of ability to get over my issues, to value myself, my work. And I'm consumed and paralyzed by my fear of disappointing others and my chronic disappointment of self. And on the days where I resent the path and the bus and the ride, I need to be kind to those creations, value them, accept them, help the guy in my brain who's trapped and being pelted. I create because I have something to say, even if it's wordless, even if I don't know what it is or why I'm even doing it. It's where my love goes. I create because it's the most life-affirming thing I do. Thank you.
Yeah!